Have you ever wondered how you can find food in your own city in a survival situation? Welcome to the world of foraging, a practice as old as humanity, and a potential lifesaver in many scenarios. In essence, urban foraging is about searching for and harvesting edible plants within our concrete jungles. It's also a way to survive in a worst-case scenario, right in the heart of the city, while also offering a sustainable and often overlooked source of fresh, local food. We'll look at how to find and identify common edible plants, discuss the best times and places to forage, and even share some practical tips and tricks. By the end, you'll have a better grasp on how to safely forage for food in your own urban environment. So, if you're intrigued and ready to explore, stay tuned and drop a comment below with your tips and advice. Understanding the basics is crucial for your safety and success. Without a good grasp of the fundamentals is like stepping into a kitchen without knowing how to cook. So, let's get into it. First things first, unless you are in a survival situation from a disaster, you need to be aware of the local laws and regulations about foraging. Not every green space is up for grabs. Some parks and public spaces have strict rules against foraging, primarily to protect local ecosystems. So, before you venture out, make sure you've done your homework. Think of the urban landscape as a shared pantry. It's there for everyone to enjoy. But if we deplete it recklessly, there'll be nothing left for future generations. So take only what you need and leave no trace behind. Now let's talk about identification. This is where the rubber meets the road. Misidentifying a plant can have serious, even lethal consequences. So you must know what you're looking for. There are numerous resources to help you here. Foraging groups are a fantastic place to start, where experienced foragers can guide you. Books on local flora can be invaluable, and you should pick one up ASAP. And in this digital age, there are several apps designed to help identify plants. But remember, no resource is infallible. If you're uncertain about a plant, don't risk it. Always remember, when in doubt, leave it out. Safety is paramount in urban foraging. So, arm yourself with knowledge, respect the environment, and tread carefully. Like any adventure or survival scenario, it's best undertaken with preparation and caution. Let's continue our journey where we talk about common plants and edibles. Understanding what to forage is as crucial as mastering the techniques of foraging. So we're going to delve into some widespread edibles you may come across in North American urban landscapes. Dandelions are a common find in many city areas. Easy to spot, the greens and the flowers are both edible. The leaves might taste slightly bitter, but they're healthy and are perfect for salads or cooking. Then we have wild berries, including mulberries, blackberries, or raspberries. These often make their homes in city parks and along unused spaces like old railroad tracks. But it's essential to remember, proper identification is the key to avoid any harmful lookalikes. Morel mushrooms are another edible you might locate in the city. However, utmost caution is imperative here, as many mushrooms can be lethal. Only forage morel mushrooms if you're knowledgeable or guided by an expert. Let's move on to wild greens. You can stumble upon purslane, lamb's quarters, nettles, and wild garlic or onions right in your city. These can be used as substitutes for spinach and are often more nutritious. Wild herbs like mint also complement the urban landscape and are fantastic for cooking. Some urban areas might even surprise you with edible flowers like violets. Let's not overlook fruit trees. In some cities, trees like wild apples might be found in public areas or overhanging public walkways. Lastly, we have acorns and pine nuts, which can also be found in some urban landscapes, offering a valuable source of protein and fats. So, the next time you're wandering around, keep a lookout for these common urban edibles. Now that you've gathered your urban edibles, let's explore the exciting part, preparing and cooking a few of these natural treasures. Always remember, the key to enjoying foraged food is in its preparation. Dandelions, as common as they are, offer a world of culinary possibilities. The greens can be lightly sautéed with garlic and olive oil for a simple yet nutritious side dish. The flowers, on the other hand, can be used to make a soothing tea, or even an adventurous dandelion wine, giving you a taste of the wild right in your urban dwelling. Next we have the wild berries. These juicy gems can be eaten fresh right after a good wash, or you can incorporate them into your baking, creating pies, muffins, or pancakes bursting with natural sweetness. They also make excellent jams and jellies, allowing you to savor the taste of summer long into the colder months. For morel mushrooms, cleaning is a vital step as they often harbor tiny insects and dirt in their honeycomb-like structure. A gentle but thorough rinse under cool water usually does the trick. Remember, never eat wild mushrooms raw, they must be cooked to neutralize any potential toxins. Sauté them in butter or oil, grill them, or add them to a hearty stew or risotto for a burst of earthy flavor. As for wild greens and herbs, they can be used as substitutes for spinach in a variety of dishes, from salads to stir-fries, while wild garlic or onions can add a punch of flavor to your meals. Wild mint leaves can be used to make a refreshing tea, or included in your cooking for a burst of freshness. Remember, the key to enjoying foraged food is in the preparation, so let your creativity run wild in the kitchen with these urban edibles. Ready for some insider tips and tricks? Here's how you can make the most of your foraging experience. Firstly, let's talk about your foraging gear. You might think that any old bag will do, but consider using a basket instead. Why? Because as you walk, a basket allows spores from your finds to disperse and contribute to the propagation of more plants. It's a small thing, but it can make a big difference in the sustainability of your local ecosystem. Next, be mindful of where you're foraging. Stay away from areas sprayed with pesticides or other chemicals. These substances can linger on plants and make you sick if you consume them. So, as a rule of thumb, avoid foraging near highways, industrial areas, or any place where you suspect chemicals might be used. Now let's talk about timing. Early morning is often the best time to forage. Plants are fresh and hydrated and you'll beat the heat of the day. However, if you're after mushrooms, a cool, damp afternoon following a morning rain could be your best bet. Once you've gathered your bounty, remember to wash all foraged food thoroughly. You never know what could be hiding on or in your finds, and a good rinse will help ensure you're not bringing anything unwanted to your dinner table. Storing foraged food is another important aspect. Most leafy greens, fruits, and herbs can be kept in the refrigerator, a root cellar, dehydrated, or even canned. With these tips in hand, you're well on your way to becoming a seasoned urban forager. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. The journey doesn't end here though, it's just the beginning and hopefully not the end.